The parents of a 12-year-old girl dying of cancer are desperately searching for an oncologist willing to treat her with an experimental drug called Ngenic. Mila Davis has terminal bone cancer osteosarcoma. Chemotherapy treatments have failed to help, but the family has been recommended a new immunotherapy drug that's undergoing clinical trials in Australia. Alexa Cook has this exclusive story.
This is Mila Davis today, back on her feet. But just 6 days ago, she had emergency surgery for a collapsed lung. Her mum, Kristen, has been advised, though, that a new immunotherapy drug could save her life.
If she doesn't get it, I might not have my daughter anymore.
But because the drug is still in clinical trials in Australia, it hasn't been approved as a medicine yet, so isn't available here. Christchurch Hospital looked at administering it on compassionate grounds, saying they investigated the option of the experimental therapy, exploring it with national and international colleagues. But the consensus was not to offer the therapy because of a lack of safety and efficacy data.
I don't think that's fair because there's 2 girls undergoing this treatment in Sydney currently, and the data coming from them is showing safety.
Though data can be hard to collect when less than 4% of children with cancer have osteosarcoma.
If you don't give these kids a chance to go on compassionate use, then how are you going to get the data?
What I would urge is that they stop thinking about liability and the what-ifs and think about, what might actually happen here if Mila gets the drug. It could mean that she's alive for longer.
Mila's oral chemo treatment warns of deadly side effects, such as liver and bleeding problems. But Ngenic says its drug is much safer. It's similar to a flu jab.
Nobody loses their hair. They don't go home and throw up in a bucket for the rest of the week.
Ngenic's already created a personalised drug for Mila using a liquid biopsy and plans to fly a clinical team over for technical support.
It's extremely safe. There's phase 2 efficacy data in other cancers like end-stage pancreatic cancer.
After our story about Mila last week, MedSafe met with Ngenic to discuss her situation. The 2 groups are now looking at starting up a drug trial here in New Zealand, but that takes time that Mila simply doesn't have. However, MedSafe says she could access the drug if it was prescribed by a medical practitioner. So the family's now urgently searching for someone willing to do so to prolong their daughter's life.
Please help. Help us find a compassionate oncologist that will infuse and sign off this drug for Mila. I will give up everything for her to have this opportunity. I would sacrifice myself if I could get it for her.
A desperate plea to try and save her precious daughter. Alexa Cook, Newshub.